Hi everybody, my name is Mr. Nate. Welcome to our online class. Today we're going to be talking about Microsoft Excel. We would look at what the Microsoft Excel application is used for. Now before I go on, let me quickly launch the Microsoft Excel application before I start explaining what this software is all about. So how do you launch the Microsoft Excel? The same way we launch all the other applications. You press your Windows key or you go to your start button. So you can either call it the start button or the Windows button. You select the start button and then you type the word Excel. And then you locate the Excel. So however, the version of the Microsoft Excel that you are using, whether you're using Microsoft Excel 2016, you are using Microsoft Excel 2019, or you are using Microsoft Excel 2021, or you are using even the lower versions, Microsoft Excel 2010 or 2013, I can assure you that this video will help you to learn Excel properly. And then the difference you find in this software and the others will not be so many. Now, before we start working on Microsoft Excel, what do we use Microsoft Excel for? Microsoft Excel is a computer software that is used for data entry or storage of data. We could use Microsoft Excel for accounting, for budgeting. We can use Microsoft Excel for creating schedules or for creating calendar. A lot of organizations use Microsoft Excel to keep their financial record and do their calculation basically. Microsoft Excel is much more powerful than a calculator. Just like you know a calculator basically is used to calculate figures. But Microsoft Excel can do the work of a calculator and still store the data for as long as you want it. Now this is the Microsoft Excel interface, and when you launch the Microsoft Excel, it will show you this. You will see the blank workbook. You will see the billing station. So on Excel, we have so many templates that you can work on. A lot of Excel users have created templates that can help you to use the Microsoft Excel to do what you need it for. Whatever kind of computation or whatever kind of data analysis or whatever kind of whatever project you want to use your Excel software for, I can assure you that there are so many templates here that can help you to do that. If you can't find that here, you can see billing statements, you can see blood pressure tracker, you can see expense report, you can see loan amortization, you can see Microsoft project plan. You can also click here to see more project, more templates actually. So the Microsoft organization has helped to create a lot of templates that can help you do whatever you want to do. All you just need to do is to click on the software or the template that suits what you want to do, and then you could just start changing the figures and changing the information there. But we're not going to use any of these templates today because the reason you are watching my video is to learn how to use Microsoft Excel from simple to complex. So we are going to be using the blank workbook. So we launched the blank workbook. So the first thing I'm going to explain to you is what I call the Excel anatomy. I will use this opportunity to tell you what the Excel interface looks like. So if you launch the Microsoft Excel, you will see that the Microsoft Excel is actually in rows and columns. But I want you to see this properly, so I would use this zoom icon to zoom in so you can see what I'm doing properly. So don't forget, just like we have in Microsoft Word, you can actually zoom out or zoom in. Now I'm using this feature just for you to see that you can zoom so you see what you are doing properly. So now in Microsoft Excel is made up of columns and rows, and the columns are in letters. So all of the tables you can see in Microsoft Excel all have the identification, and then the columns are lettered from A to Z. You can see column A, column B, column C, column D, column E, column F, column G, column H. And then we also have it in rows. Row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5, row 6, row 7, row 8, row 9, and then this Microsoft Excel, you can find billions of rows and columns. So it's unending. You can keep scrolling, and then you see that the numbers keep increasing. Now, another thing I want to explain to you is that each of these boxes that you can see is called a cell. So once I click here, this is a cell, and the cell has its own name, and the name is derived from the combination of the row and the column, So for instance, if I click on this cell, I am actually clicking on cell E6. How did I arrive at E6? This is column E, right? And then you can find my mouse pointer here on this particular cell, and it's right on row 6. So I can easily say E6. If I put my cursor on this cell, it means I am on A3. I can move my cursor here. This is A1. I put my cursor here. This is A2. I put my cursor here. This is A3. I put my cursor here. This is A4. Or I can say G2 or G6 or J5. So basically, I hope you understand what we mean by the columns in Excel and what we mean by the rows, and you also understand what we mean by cell. Now, there's also what we call cell ranges. So if I highlight from this C3, I highlight it down to this point. This is a cell range. And how can I identify this cell range? I'm going to start from the first cell here, which is C3, and then the last cell, which is H12. So the cell range for this highlighted area is C3 to H12. That is what we mean by cell range. Now, as we use Microsoft Excel, we would understand all of these things that I'm explaining better. Another thing that I want to explain to you is there's what we call the scroll button here. We have the scroll button where you can scroll up and down, and we can also scroll from left to right. We are going to use all of these features while using Microsoft Excel. Another thing I want to explain is the menu. We know this already because we've done this in Microsoft. Also, we have the file menu. This file menu helps you to open a new file, open an already existing file, save your document, and all. Now we have the home menu. The home menu has these particular features. Now we call this ribbon. So each of the menu or each of the tab have what we call a ribbon. So if you click the home menu, you can find all of the ribbon here. So you can see that here we have the cut, we have the copy, we have the format painter, we have the clipboard. Some ribbons have this button. Now the reason why we have this button is because there are some menu that the reason why we have this button here is because sometimes Microsoft Excel might not be able to put all of the menus of this particular ribbon here. So they put this particular button here just to serve as the group button. When you click the group button, it will open more other options for you. Now we have the insert menu, we have the page layout menu, we have the formulas menu, we have the data menu, we have the review menu, we have the view menu, and under each of these menus, you'll see that they all have different ribbons. And all of these ribbons have functions that we would need while using Microsoft Excel. Now, like I said before, much more powerful. Then we have a place here where we call the cell identifier. So this helps you to identify which cell you are currently working on. So for instance, if I put my cursor here, I can quickly come here to look at the name of the cell. So you can see that this is G8. So you can also call it cell identifier or the name box. I click here to tell you the name of the cell, G12. Or I click here, it's telling me the name of this cell is D13. Now there's another feature here where we call the formula bar. So this is where we enter all the formulas. Whenever we're working on Microsoft Excel, any formula you enter on your cell, it shows in the formula bar. Now some of these other features, some of these other menus, you can find them in Microsoft Word. But as we go on in this class, you will understand how to use each and every of these menus. Now, let's start working with Microsoft Excel. Now, what are we actually looking at? So let's say we want to input the result of grade 4 pupils. So grade 4 pupils first term examination, or let's say test. The assessment is the grade 4 assessment. We want to input all of that here. And then let's assume we have 40 pupils in grade 4 class. So all I just need to do here is to create a user number or registration number for each of the students. So I think registration number is better. So I'll just type 1 here. I'll move to the next cell. I'll say 2. I'll move to the next cell. I say 3, 4, 5. Now, do you know that Microsoft Excel is a powerful application that helps you to make work easy. It makes your work easy. For instance, if it were to be Microsoft Word, I would have to type all of this. But Microsoft Excel is a powerful software that understands sequence. Because you have typed 1, you've typed 2, you've typed 3, you've typed 4, you've typed 5. Microsoft Excel understands that the next number you want to type is 6. It knows that after 6, what you want to type is 7. So you don't have to type all the numbers. Since what we want to type is, we want to type number 1 to 14. All you just need to do is to click on number 5 here. You find a tiny arrow here. This arrow helps you to drag. So you can easily drag this down, and then it will give you number 5. Okay? You can see it's giving us 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Now it is because I clicked on, let me undo this. Now the reason why it's giving me this result is because my cursor is here and I'm dragging this. So it's kind of thing that what I want is a sequence of 5. But if I highlight the whole of this and then I now drag, can you see what just happened? Computer understand that, oh, I am working with a sequence of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will automatically number the rest of the cells for me. So let me undo this. I'll highlight all of these cells that I have numbered already. Then I'll just drag to number 40. Excel will automatically number it for me. Now the next thing I want to do here is to type the names of the students. So because of time, I will just type their first name so that we don't waste so much time. So I'll take Shola. I'll say Ifai. I will say Ada. I will say Elijah. I will say Musa. Ene. Justin. Love. Grace. So give me a few minutes, I'll type all of the names and then we're back to the lessons. Okay, so you can see I'm done typing all of my information. You can see all of the names here. Now, but I have a few things I want to quickly explain before we move on. So first is, if you look down to cell B14 and cell B15, you can see that the name is a bit long. Let me zoom in a bit. You can see that the name is a bit long and these names are extending to the next cell. All I just need to do is to either bring my cursor to this point and then I drag to this other part to extend the space. Or, let me undo, I could just come here and then double click. Then the computer automatically extend for me. Then here too, I have just numbers here and I think the column space is a bit big. I could just double click here and then computer will automatically adjust it for me. So that is one of the things that you need to learn using Excel. Now another thing I want to also explain is, if you look at cell B21, you can see that I typed Ezekiel, but this Ezekiel is not properly spelled, even Kingsley. So I started their name with small letters, and then for Ezekiel, I started with small letter, and I didn't put I after the letter K. So I want to make that correction. If you click on Kingsley just like this, and then you start typing K, it will automatically erase all the information you have there. So you need to know this is Excel is a bit different from Microsoft Word. All you need to do is to double click to effect. There's what I call double click to effect. So you double click, you don't just place your cursor to start typing. If you place your cursor and you just start typing, it will erase everything. So you need to double click to be able to effect changes. So you can see immediately I double clicked, it inserted a column into the cell. Then I can move my cursor to where I want to adjust. Then I can erase the K and then type it in capital letter. The same thing for Ezekiel. I'll double click to create a cursor in between, and then I move my cursor to the area I want to make adjustments. And then Kenneth here too, I need to double click to, yes. Then where else do we have error? Okay, so I think I have been able to do this effectively. Guys, I believe you've learned something tangible in this class, and I hope that you practice all of these things that we've done. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you have learned something tangible. In our next class, we would advance the class. We'll learn how to use formulas. We will learn how to add data and then get tangible results using Microsoft Excel. See you in the next class. Bye for now.